Actually, that's one of the facts that people actually confuse. They say Kenyan actually idolize foreigners. I've always said it's not that they idolize foreigners, it's that they idolize what the foreigners have, which is money. Let's just be honest about it. What's up, guys? So today I'm gonna be doing something a little bit different. So I searched Reddit and I was searching the question, what is it like to live in Kenya? And I wanted authentic answers, probably from non-Kenyans, right? So I found one, the most upvoted response was from this lady called Marie Laura Mongai. Mongai, I know definitely a Kenyan, but let me read her answer. So she was answering the question, what is it like to live in Kenya? So the question is, what is it to live in Kenya? So here's her answer. As I was going to be reading ahead of it, and then I'm going to maybe add a few points here and there. I have lived in Kenya full-time from January 2006 to 2009. Part-time since then. I also go back every 4 months to run a media company I founded. Also, my husband in Kenya, just that I had suspected. All right. Obviously, this means I'm biased, but I think Kenya, Nairobi is the best place to live in Africa. And I have traveled. She says she has traveled to 15 African countries, right? The best. So she starts with the best and also the worst. Okay, let me see the best. Okay, the best. Amazing tourism. I have a soft spot for Diani and Galo Beach. Me too. I love Diani, man. So what? For those who don't know, Diani is on Diani. I live in Kenya, but Diani is at the coast. So this is talking about the Indian Ocean, the beach life. Well, it's one of the more popular places in terms of going to the coast or going to the beach, right? Check out when you're there. Kusini Beach cottages. I've never been there. Pleasant weather all around here, similar to California. Great Japanese, Thai, Italian, Lebanese restaurants, a welcoming community. Oh, actually, I think he's just talking about Nairobi, but the restaurant scene. So Nairobi has a really diverse restaurant scene. I would actually almost say, probably with the exception of Cape Town, I don't think there's any other place in Africa that would rival us in terms of restaurant scene. So yes, there are Thai, Japanese, Italian, Lebanese restaurants welcoming. Um, you can even add, I saw there's a Vietnamese as well as of late. A welcoming community of smart, creative, tech-oriented people, both Kenyan and expats. A bustling startup scene and the general feelings that a lot can be tried, discovered, and experimented. Very true. Nairobi is probably is called the Savannah Silicon for a reason, because we have so many tech startups, and we end up actually having one of the biggest money inputs right now is tech money coming from the Western um, capital for startups. Rather, I don't know how to properly, you know what I mean. So there's a lot of that going on, a lot of innovation, a lot of tech. If you're a tech nerd, you will be really happy in terms of Nairobi, what it can offer. Now she goes to the worst part. If they're good, this is what I usually tell people around Nairobi. You definitely have the good part and the bad part. So they kind of have to go together. I don't think there's any place that is perfect. So in terms of, let me see if my camera is still working. My phone, my Mac, it is. For me, the worst is the traffic and population without context, or the traffic and the pollution. This means that is the pollution that comes from the cars, because we have a lot of old cars. As you'd go to any developing country, the smoke that comes from the car, and now that you can add on the traffic jam and the pollution that comes from that, it's something that someone has to get used to. The good thing is that there's a lot of greenery. I'm hoping that does it work. For work, the traffic and the population without control. You'll need a car to move around. Driving to work is a major pain. Major road construction is going on right now, and hopefully it will improve the situation, but the traffic is crazy. And if you have never been in a developing country, issues with electricity and government services in general are common. I totally agree. This lady has definitely been in Kenya for a while. She knows the ins and outs. First, let's start with the crazy. There's traffic, so there's just no two ways around it. But there also is a lot of development. There's a lot of constructions of roads. Maybe not this year because of the current governor. I'm just gonna be realistic with that. But generally, there's still a bit of roads construction, or probably those will ease up, new trains coming up, but there's going to be traffic nevertheless. Electricity of late is not as much. Comparably with other African cities, we probably in the top probably 3 or 4, 5 better ones. But they are occasionally there are gonna be electricity blackouts, as you call them here. So, but the good thing is they don't last for long. When it's raining, it might be a bit of electricity issues there, but generally it's not. I wouldn't say it's bad. Actually, it's better than South Africa and Cape Town. I don't know why you have to keep on putting Cape Town. Okay, Cape Town. Yes, it's better than Cape Town for sure. All right. Um, a point of the violence. Nairobi's reputation as a violent city is largely sustained and propagated. Please check this, guys. And this is a Caucasian lady just saying it as it is. Nairobi's reputation as a violent city is largely sustained and propagated by the NGO community who likes to live together in the wealthy, isolated suburbs and drive outrageously expensive SUVs. If you live and behave like a normal person, you'll be fine in the past 3 months. Oh, sorry, let me go back. If you live and behave like a normal person, let me enlarge it so I can read it properly. If you live and behave like a normal person, that's your A business. I mean, if you're going to be wandering around with your jewelry and your phone in the random parts of the city, it's like you're inviting stuff to happen, right? But in the past 3 months, I have been this is something I really. In the past 3 months, there have been a shooting and series of arson fires in my LA neighborhood, West Hollywood. Nothing like that has ever happened close to me in Nairobi. And I usually tell people, me included, I haven't had my phone stolen in the last probably 10 years. I'm not saying that has never happened. One time I was in the downtown, I was in window rolled down in a car, I was talking and someone that did that thing. But generally, if you're just, especially in some areas, if you're just keep your what is it that thing people try to say? If you do your A, B's and C's, like you just do the normal common sense things, you're gonna be okay. I'm sure you're gonna have a lovely time. So that's lady really knows her staff here in Nairobi. Definitely has stayed here for a while. So I'm gonna read another one and then just one or two more, and then that's gonna be it. Just how he's living in Nairobi. Living as an expat in Nairobi is like joining a chaotic circus. Oh my brother, what is up? It's like joining a chaotic circus of cast of characters as diverse as the city skyline. Picture this: if you wake up, it was should have turned off the SMSs. But if you wake up and you hear the sound of your neighbor's pet roster attempting a rendition of the national and the ball-dodging matatu minibuses. This is now living in Nairobi, the real Nairobi for I want to say guys like us. Yes, Nairobi. And you can read as well. Nairobi is an adventure, unlike many other, filled with the laughter and lions, roars, and occasional monkey business. Oh, yes, there are some parts of Nairobi you can encounter wildlife. To be just really honest, it's not like we live like the way people Western media usually try to like we live with animals. But Nairobi has to be said as that is the only city with a national park. So one side of the part, there have been known some lions to just venture out, come in the neighborhood, eat some dogs. Monkeys is monkey business. They're gonna be expecting that. But I really like this part of where he said he was just talking about how Nairobi traffic, just the usual about Nairobi. But fear not, for Nairobi's culinary scene is here to rescue from the brink of madness. From the roadside nyamachoma joints to quirky cafes. Nyamachoma is roasted meat, right? And quirky cafes serving avocados on everything. That's so true. Yes, even on ice cream. I thought that is just normal. Here where I stay, like avocados, you can even go just to your neighbor and tell them to give you an avocado. Like they're just like that. Okay, sometimes you can when they're not in season, they're hard to find. But when they're in season, dogs, even dogs here, kind of eat avocados. So that's a good point. I'll put that, you can read. So the other, let me read the other point that I see. Jittumba. I lived in Nairobi from 2014 to 2015. Here, there are some awesome facts which I would love about. These are the awesome facts which I would love about Kenya. Let me list them. Number one, awesome climate, very true. The best market for business, fertile and desk export. Yeah, so for those guys who are coming in, when foreigners come, they usually see gaps which we cannot see. So that's very true. It's a perfect blend of urban and rural life. I think that's the best description of Nairobi. So Nairobi is as modern as modern. In some parts of the city, it's as modern can be. While in some part of the city, it's as rural can be. So sometimes you can. So you're like every time you're like 35 minutes away from the best culinary hotels you can find, and 35 minutes away to the most rural place where donkeys and stuff are just roaming the street. Like there's a mix of those. World's number one mobile banking market. Absolutely. Kenya is almost a cashless society. We have mobile banking. I have probably stayed for like this year, probably I've handled cash maybe one or twice in the whole year. So it's very rare, very rare. Kenya has a tea country colonized by the British. That's one of the things that they left here. We love tea. Wonderful horticulture. Kenya owns beverages. All right, that is that as well. English is a prevalent language. Yes, so when you're coming in Kenya, you'll definitely this most people rather speak English, so that should not be an issue. If you can understand me, you're an expert. You'll understand most Kenyans. Yeah, Kenyans respect and love foreigners. That's very true. Actually, that's one of the facts that people actually confuse. They say Kenyan actually idolize foreigners. I've always said it's not that they idolize foreigners; it's that they idolize what the foreigners have, which is money. Let's just be honest about it. Because I would say one of the things about Nairobi, especially Nairobi, is that if you have money, you're gonna live well. I'm telling you, that's the honest truth. So Kenya will have world-class shopping malls. So that's what some of the questions are looking at. What is it like to live in Kenya? I'd like to hear from you guys. What is it like living for you? If you're an expert, kindly just also put on the comment. What is it like living in Kenya? I'd like to hear as many diverse comments as possible. This is Gideon. This is Eka, where we talk about anything and everything living in Kenya.